Hello, and thank you so much for watching this presentation. Let's talk about reading and annotating. Regardless of what level of student you are, K through 12, college, adult learner, you will have to read some pretty sophisticated writings, maybe journal articles or passages from books, chapters from books, and you're going to have to make notes on them so that you can understand and so that you can probably include that information in a research paper. So that's where reading and annotating come in. Both of them require critical reading skills. So let's get started and see what that means. What is critical reading? Critical reading skills involve taking notes and highlighting important words and phrases. Critical reading is also called close reading. So again, critical reading and close reading require note-taking. Annotating simply means taking notes. As we said before, annotating is a verb that means taking notes. Well, annotation is a noun that refers to that note. When you write comments or questions in the margins of an article or whatever it is you're reading, that is considered making an annotation. Look to the right. This is a real life example of making annotations in a book. Underline, highlight, or circle main points that interest, inspire, confuse, or upset you in the reading. What is the purpose of reading and annotating? Critical reading and annotations allow you to think more deeply about the issues raised in an author's work. Your notes can be used to pull out points to support an argument, write research papers, or enhance a speech. So if you are reading an article about voting rights and they say something that you disagree with or something that's really interesting, you would highlight or underline that point so that you can use it in your own writing. Remember, annotating helps you analyze a reading. Let's talk about strategies for close reading. 1. Take notice of the title of a reading, even before you start to read it. The title might suggest what the reading is about, but sometimes the title is creative so that it's not exactly what you expect the reading to be about. But usually a title will suggest what the reading is getting ready to talk about. For example, A Brother's Murder by Brent Staples. Unfortunately, he's probably going to talk about a time when his brother was murdered. So consider the title of the reading to see if it gives you clues about what is going to be talked about. Number 2, underline main ideas. For long or complex readings, underline main points as you read to help you remember. For example, if you are a college or graduate student and you're reading a scholarly journal article about distance education at historically black colleges and universities and how they are falling behind, then in that article, you're going to want to highlight or underline the main points and all of the points that interest you as you go along. Because if that article is 10 or 15 pages, you are not going to remember everything that you wanted to point out in that article. So that's what we mean by highlighting the main ideas and making notes as you go along so that you won't forget what it is you wanted to come back to later. Underline key quotes or phrases to cite in your research. Mainly when you're annotating, it's because you're probably going to use some of that information in your essay or in your research paper. So again, underline the main points of a reading so that you remember what that author was saying. Number 3, write your reactions in the margins. Feel free to agree or disagree with the author's points. Your comments can be helpful for a reaction essay. So as you are reading something and you think, oh no, I don't like that, then make a little note in the margin so that you can come back to it later. Or if you say, yeah, that's really right, if you agree with the author, then go ahead and write a little note beside what it is that you agree with. For example, there is an essay called Good Grammar Gets the Girl that a college student wrote when she was in school in 2005. So it's well past 2005, but this article is still relevant. She was writing about her experiences with online dating. And as she was going through some profiles, some guys had really bad grammar. And so she decided she could not date a guy who had bad grammar. And so throughout the essay, she illuminates those points or explains her point of view. So, do you agree with that? Would somebody's bad grammar stop you from dating them? Do you think that grammar and writing skills should be a requirement for who it is you want to settle down with? So, whatever your reactions are, you can make those some points that you put in a reaction essay to either agree or disagree with the writer's point of view about grammar being important in the dating scene. Number 4, write questions in the margins. Ask questions to improve your understanding of a reading. Questions can lead to a deeper analysis of the text. Remember, if in doubt, don't be afraid to ask your instructor or other students questions if there is something you don't understand. So if in doubt, ask questions and just make notes of your questions in the margin of whatever it is that you are reading. Number 5, define unfamiliar words. Circle words you don't know the meaning of. You can use the context of a sentence to help you understand what that word means. But if not, then look up the word in a dictionary. You might see a sentence that says, the smell from the garbage can was odorous. Odorous, Odorous. You might say, I don't know what that word means, but if it's a garbage can, then it probably stinks. So odorous means a strong smell. It can be a strong, pleasant smell or a strong, unpleasant smell. So if after reading that sentence you still didn't get the meaning of odorous, then you would go to an online dictionary and look up that word. Let's take a look at this paragraph for an example of how to annotate. So this is an annotation example. Some seemingly harmless substances can interfere with the way medicines work inside the body. Take grapefruit juice, for example. It disrupts the action of enzymes that break down drugs in the small intestine before they are absorbed into the bloodstream. Therefore, taking a medication with grapefruit juice may cause the drug to enter the blood in dangerously high concentrations. If this happens, not only is the drug less effective, but serious side effects can result. Many common medications, including antidepressants, antihistamines, and cholesterol drugs, are negatively affected by grape juice. So, The first sentence is the topic sentence or the thesis of what the author is talking about. Some seemingly harmless substances can interfere with the way medicines work inside the body. Now, you might want to highlight the sentence that says, taking a medication with grapefruit juice may cause the drug to enter the blood in dangerously high concentrations. That's an important point. So I underlined that and I highlighted it yellow, but you can use whatever color highlight you want. In the margin, off to the side, I wrote, any other juice or just this one? Can any other juice cause this reaction, or is it just grapefruit juice? So that's something that I have a question about, something that I would research further just to make sure. A second point that's important enough to highlight at the bottom. Many common medications, including antidepressants, antihistamines, and cholesterol drugs, are negatively affected by grapefruit juice. You might wonder, what counts as an antidepressant? So that's a question that will lead you to further research. That's what we call having a deeper analysis of the reading. You're reading this, but you're coming up with more questions and you need more information. So that's leading you to research your questions to get the answers. This is what we mean by critical reading and analysis. You're not just reading it and moving on. You are reading it with the intention of thoroughly understanding what the author has written. Okay, summary, reading and annotating. Critical or close reading involves annotating an article, essay, or passage of a book by underlining or highlighting key words and phrases to analyze and deepen your understanding of a text. Okay, hopefully this presentation has been helpful to you. If you want more resources to help you with your writing, go ahead and go to arhampton.com/books. We've got vocabulary, grammar skills, APA formatting. Basically, anything you need to know about writing, you can probably find at arhampton.com/books. All right, again, thank you so much and happy learning.